All right, let's keep things going here on the Elias Makos Show with a conversation about alcohol, beer and spirits and more. Let's talk about Beer Glorious Beer and the production of it. But what happens when a batch of beer goes bad? For most bad brews, it's into the sewer system. But now a Montreal distillery is hoping to reduce the waste. Distillery 1769 has purchased state-of-the-art equipment that is giving the sullied suds a new spirited lease on life as neutral alcohol. Maureen David joins us, the co-founder of Distillery 1769. Maureen, welcome to the program.
Hi, Elias. Thanks for having me on.
It's great to talk to you here, and this seems like it should be a fun subject here. First things first, how does it come about? Like, I wonder about the moments that happen where people say, "Okay, we've got a product here that is going to waste. Let's do something better with it." Tell us more.
Well, first of all, I want to clarify that the product that we use, that we recuperate from Quebec manufacturers or suppliers, such as beer, wine, or cider, it's not necessarily bad. It's a product that, for whatever reason, didn't meet the quality control specifications of that manufacturer. It could be, like in the case of beer, it could be that the color, the bitterness is off. In wine, the acidity level of the wine maybe is not right. And traditionally, this would all be dumped. So what we did as a distillery, when we moved we expanded our facility, first of all. We originated in Verdun in 2014, but 2 years ago we expanded and moved to the former Seagram distillery in LaSalle. And that allowed us to purchase a continuous still. And what that does is it redistills an already fermented product into a 100% neutral grain base or neutral base. Could be a grape base if it's wine, grain, barley if it's beer. And so, just to give you an example of how it works, we would feed the still the fermented product. For example, beer at 5% alcohol by volume. And the process of distillation, once that process is completed, we are left with a 95.5% pure ethanol alcohol. So once we've separated that alcohol away, what we're left with is biodegradable waste, which is perfectly fine to get rid of.
Uh-huh.
So to give you an idea of the quantities needed, we can 50,000 liters of beer at 5% alcohol by volume will yield 2,500 liters of 95.5%. Now, the result of this, what we get, can be reused. Mm-hmm. It could be used to make vodka, other spirits. It could be redistilled with botanicals to create gin. It could be made like whiskey, other products, liqueurs. So there's a lot of use for this. And the reason we're doing our distillation this way is because, now our two sons joined the business, so it's a family business. And as a family, we wanted to become carbon neutral.
Uh-huh.
To make sure that our manufacturing methods were carbon neutral, and that our circular economy method of upcycling these products from Quebec producers would reduce our carbon footprint. So we start with base ingredients that come only from the province of Quebec. And since we already work from fermented product, we don't need to expend energy to grow, harvest, and malt the grain. We don't produce excess CO2 from fermenting our own mash. We don't have a bio-waste issue from the spent grains after fermentation and distillation. So the traditional linear methods of grain to bottle are great, but the way that we're doing it is a new way of distilling a neutral and coming up with a neutral grain spirit that a base that we can use that is more sustainable.
And Maureen, it seems like that neutral base can be turned into almost anything spirit-wise. I'm looking at your list of products here, from the gins and the vodkas and the whiskeys. Tell us about that. Tell us about how you take that base and turn it into something more magical.
Great. So I'll give you an example of gin. So once we have created our neutral base of ethanol at 95%, we would bring it down to a level or of alcohol, of a percentage of alcohol that we would put into our pot still. So we do have traditional pot still distillation method to create our gins. And then we would put our botanicals for whatever flavor profile of gin that we're creating, whether it's Madison Park or Royal Mount Gin, the ones that you find at the SAQ. So some of the botanicals will be thrown into the pot and be macerated. Other botanicals will go into our gin basket. And as the alcohol is, as the temperature rises, alcohol is separated from the water, and it creates a vapor path through the still, and it picks up it picks up all of the essential oils that are in the botanicals, and it comes off the still. It's condensed there's a condenser at the end of the still. It's a little bit difficult to explain on radio, but it comes off at a higher percentage of alcohol. It comes off the still at whatever percentage we decide to take it off at for the particular product that we're making. And by the way, we are open for tours and tastings, so if you want to see how it's made, you're welcome to come.
Okay,
book an appointment.
Maureen, I did want to get to that, right? Because you're a local distillery, and that is all part of your mantra here. So just tell me about the local aspect here when it comes to running the distillery and then getting the product on shelves. Because sometimes I hear from Quebec-based companies that sometimes it's a little difficult to get those Quebec-made products on Quebec shelves, especially when it comes to alcohol. How does that work for you?
Well, I wouldn't say it's very difficult to get the product on the shelves. I mean, it's a little bit complicated, but all in all, we do work very closely with the SAQ, and the SAQ is promoting Quebec-based products and Quebec spirits. So that's terrific. Really happy about that. I think the message is I think the issue is to get the message out to the consumer so that they can go into the store and ask for the product. Uh-huh. There are so many Quebec products on the shelf now. It's almost hard to keep track of. When we launched Madison Park London Dry Gin in 2015, we were the third Quebec gin on the shelf. So it's easy to ask for a Quebec product and find it. Now, today we count upwards of maybe almost 80 distilleries in Quebec, and I would say close to 200 Quebec gins. So you're not going to find them all on the shelves in every single store. But if you do go to SAQ.com, you'll see, and you type in Quebec products, you will see such a huge amount of product that's available to the consumer. I think that the issues remain is trying to get the message out that we're there and you can find us.
Maureen, for the tours, right? It's in LaSalle. It's on Newman Boulevard at your distillery. That's where you'd head.
Yes, we do tours by appointment because we are first and foremost a manufacturing facility. So if someone wants to book a tour and tasting, it's very easy to do. Just go to our website, 1769distillery.com, and contact us page, and I receive all the emails. So I can just book anybody in for a tour when they want to come and see it.
Maureen, thanks so much for your time this morning. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Elias. That
is Maureen David, co-founder of Distillery 1769, and that website is 1769distillery.com is the website. Thanks so much for your time, Maureen.